Okay, so I want to go through this main function that we just took a look at and explain what's happening in memory. And so when the program executes, right, starting in main, the first thing we see is the message starting. And then we reach the declaration of the line. Well, so the runtime environment allocates memory for the line object called L. And as you know, the line consists of 2 points, P1 and P2. So it also allocates space for 2 point objects. And you know that these 2 point objects consist of 2 integers, x and y. So all of this space gets allocated. Once the allocation occurs, then we start executing constructors. The first thing that executes, well, I don't know if it's for P1 or P2, but the constructors for the point objects execute. And what happens is we initialize their private data members to 0. That's one of the reasons the compiler told me that I needed to implement default constructors for the point class so that these assignments could happen. Then, after the default constructors for the point objects execute, and that's where we got the 2 messages, point and point. Once those 2 default constructors executed, then we execute, or then it executes, the constructor of the line class. That's how those assignments occur. We pass 3.4 to point 1, and we pass 6.7 to point 2. So when this line completes, we have a constructed line object which consists of 2 points, each of which consists of 2 integers. So that's how those 3 messages appeared. So now we call the print method. First message we see is from the print method of the line class. The first thing it does is it calls the print method of P1. So then we'll see point print. I'm going to write this slightly differently than how the computer program did it. And that print method call prints out 3.4. So we saw that. Then we return back to the print method of the line class, and it prints out this little connecting element here that I used to signify that these 2 points were part of the same line. And the next thing the print method does is it calls the print method of the P2 object. So we see that message. Followed by its printing of the coordinate 6, 7. And those are the messages we get from the point. So let's see. So we get this from construction, the construction process, and we get this from the print methods. Okay. Then we print finishing. And just before main terminates, it destructs the line object L. Well, since line consists of 2 points, their destructors also execute. So we get the following messages. We get the call to the destructor of the line object. Then we get the message from the destructor of the point object. And then we get the message from the destructor of the final point object. And so these messages come from destruction. So as you can see, there's a lot going on here, and it's very important for you to understand these call sequences, what gets called first, when things get called. And this is just a simple line object, right? A line consisting of 2 points, consisting of 2 coordinates.